Hello dears, and welcome back to latest Benidorm news update. We are in the loveliest village of Albir, just a couple of minutes from Benidorm town. If you want to know slightly more about it and check out the amazing beach areas and some bars and restaurants, we have a full video here on the channel waiting for you. And meanwhile, let's start with the situation in terms of tourism, because literally in just a couple of days time it will be September, which means that the calendar summer is officially over. There are way less people here. We can see already right now that it's not as crowded any longer, not as busy, and the weather is also gorgeous, which we'll talk about at the end of today's video. But what you need to know is there are quite some queues still in bars, restaurants, cafeterias. The port of Benidorm is still working full speed, so all the excursions and boats, etc., are still working at the end of August, and during the whole month of September, probably they will continue to work as well. All the floating platforms, we did a video about the aqua park in the sea on the Levante and on the Poniente beach. So we filmed that as well for you guys, and it was incredible. So check it out if you still did not see that video. The East will be still here for a couple more weeks, and then they will disappear up until the next summer. What about the tourism slightly further on in early autumn? September, October, November, and then December. September will still be really busy. October will be slightly quieter, but we do have quite a few celebrations here in the area, so people will be arriving, especially those who do not have children, those who want to travel as a couple or solo travelers, and who wants to enjoy a golden autumn here in Spain. Amazing weather, still plenty of time to go to the beach, a lot of sunshine, but not as hot as suffocating as it was during the months of July and August. In November are fiestas in Benidorm, and December, obviously, these are worldwide Christmas holidays, New Year, and then Three Kings here in Spain are also celebrated first days of January. In winter, the program, which is called Imserso, I'm sure you know it already. This is a program for OPS, for grandpas and grandmas, for people who are retired pensioners, basically, who would be able to travel this way to a lot of different parts of Spain, including Andalusia, Murcia, our Valencian community, Catalonia, etc. And this program has published new prices. People need to register in this program and then through them book these holidays. 8 days and 7 nights here in Benidorm town costs about €210 and 72 cents. This is really nothing comparing with what usual tourists and usual people do pay for 8 days, which is about €26 and 34 cents for a day. And it includes full board, plus wine, plus water during lunch and dinner. Obviously, all the excursions that they do to different areas, transfers, are not included in the price, but these are just symbolic. So less than €300, 8 days in Benidorm, when other people are paying 1,000. I'm not sure if it's actually fair. I get that pensioners don't receive that big amount of money, so it's like solidary thing to do to have these holidays travel as well. However, I don't know if it's fair for all the people and for all the pensioners who are not a part of this program, who are coming from abroad as well, and need to spend literally thousands of euros. This is what it would cost usually to come to a 4-star hotel for 8 days, sometimes even more. Let us know what you think in the comments about it. The second news that I wanted to share with you all comes from Benidorm town here in Costa Blanca, Spain. And Benidorm is changing once again, and this time the change concerns a lot of public areas, especially the city center and the old town. What Benidorm Town Hall is trying to do is to renovate a lot of areas, such as places to sit down on, such as garbage bins, like rubbish bins, such as different columns, bollards, I think they're called, which are metal things that do not allow people to park in specific areas and to enter specific areas. And these ones have been really old and ugly in a lot of parts in Benidorm and needed desperately some changes. So this is what Benidorm will be doing now. They are repairing all these sitting areas like these ones, for example, right here as well. They're repairing the wood, they're changing it, they're repainting it, they're preparing it for the winter. And a lot of people actually could think, why in the world they're doing it right now when the summer season, when the peak season is officially over? They could have done it earlier in time. This is potentially true. However, starting from April and May here, we started to have a lot of long heat waves, and the temperatures were not the ideal for the works to be performed outside on the streets on the extreme sunshine. So right now, when there's slightly less people, when it's way more comfortable to stay outside, is when the workers are going full speed to finish it all up before the holidays in Benidorm, before November month. So it will be nice, clean, and tidy, I must say. A lot of repairs are going so far in these two main areas because these ones are the busiest, the most popular to visit. And after they finish these works, they will go through other areas like Rincon de Loix, for example, or the Poniente Beach, to make sure that by next year everything is clean and nice. By the way, surprisingly, we've seen that definitely Benidorm did a good job because we've not seen so much of litter, so many garbage bags outside, overfilled the garbage boxes. We've not been, and bins. We've not seen such a disaster as we've seen previous years when the tourism started to be here back again. Benidorm is trying to renew all the areas and make it better, not only for locals, but for tourists as well. The last news that I wanted to share with you all is about a difficult situation that a lot of hotels and apartments are facing right now. You all know that Benidorm and many other touristic resort areas have a big issue with hosteleria. What is the issue, you ask? Well, there's a lack of workers. There's been a lack of couple of thousands of staff that were not available. It was impossible to get any workers for hosteleria in Benidorm region. Apart from that, not only hosteleria is suffering, but hotels do too. But it's a different types of work. In hotels, one of the most difficult job to do is the cleaning service, not only of rooms but of common areas of the hotel in general, especially after a couple of years of extreme restrictions here in Spain, of a lot of places being closed, hotels being closed. People from hotel industry started to search for other jobs that were available at that particular time. So no one wants to work in housekeeping any longer. Why it is the case? First of all, please, when you travel to hotels, don't be mean to housekeeping department. You have no idea. Only if you've worked there and you've seen it, you know. But if it's not the case, the work is extremely hard. They need to do way more than they potentially can in a specific period of time. And there are some good hotels that are working for their like with their workers, that know how much time they need, that give them this time, and if you work hours extra, you can do it and then you'll be paid for it. But there are other hotels that say you have 6 hours to clean. That's it. I don't care if it's 5 checkouts you have or if it's 10 checkouts you have, but you need to do it in the same amount of time. So housekeeping workers are suffering extremely. A lot of them are even fainting at their job positions. A lot of people are going away from this industry because not everyone is able to cope with it. I know, especially in summer, a lot of people are searching for other jobs like cleaning hospitals, for example, cleaning shopping centers, that are going to private offices, schools, and a lot more. No one wants to work in housekeeping any longer because they value their health way more after pandemics. They value themselves more, the quality of their life, than just working at this job. And seeing that it's really necessary to have these workers, that there is a huge lack of it, the same as bartenders, the same as waiters, they just shift from one work to the other nonstop because they know they will be able to find a job easily. And if they don't like something, and if the workers are not able to improve their working conditions, they simply will not stay at this particular place. which is why there is such an issue, which is why a lot of the hotels are working with lack of staff, and which is why sometimes, you don't get rooms at 12 in the morning. Usually the rooms at hotels for a check-in are starting from 3 or 4 p.m. This is the official time. A lot of the times people were used to get a room even at 10, 11 a.m., 12 a.m., 1, 2 o'clock, obviously, because they were coming early. Obviously, they wanted to start their holidays as early as possible and make the most of their time here in Benidorm and in Spain in general. But many of these people were getting frustrated when it was not possible simply to give them a room earlier than the official check-in time. Housekeepers are going through a lot during the 6, 7, or 8 hours of time that they're working. They're not even drinking any kind of water. They're not eating. Their job conditions are really, really harsh. So it's not always possible to do, the things how tourists would like them to be, simply because it's either that or they will end up in a hospital. So bear that in mind, please. We all require some patience sometimes, and this is why no one really wants to work in the hotel service or in the tourism industry in general, because it's stressing, it's tiring, it's extreme a lot of the times, especially in summer. And a lot needs to change before the next summer season here in Benidorm, if we want a better and quality service in hosteleria and in hotels and accommodation options here in town. Let us know if you didn't notice a shortage of staff this year when you came on holidays to Benidorm. Would be really, really interesting to see if tourists actually notice the difference when there's way less people working in the industry than there should be. Let us know your answer in the comments. And now let's talk about the weather. There's been a huge, giant shift in the weather just yesterday. And we filmed this video for you guys. We've left it here. It has basically 10,000 views already just from yesterday, which is absolutely great. And this video was filmed in two places. It was filmed here in Albir a tiny bit, and then we went to Benidorm, and it was a hailstorm. The thunderstorm with hail here in Benidorm. A really, really extremely rare event, because two things don't happen in Benidorm: snow and hail. And one of them did happen yesterday. The weather has changed a lot these days, and actually it's really, really nice outside. It's sunny, so don't worry. Yesterday was a one-time event, and now it's sunny, nice and warm here in the area back again, as nothing ever happened, with the blue sky. Just look at this. And even more blue and turquoise blue water. A lot of boats are here to enjoy the midday and the evening time. It's the coldest, by the way, week right now, surprisingly, of the whole entire month of August, because for the first time in months, we do not have any heat wave, and the temperature here will not be higher than 30 degrees. So it's ideal to explore and enjoy it. The wind that we have even is slightly more cool than it was previous days. So it's just great to stay outside on the sunshine, even on midday and even at 3 p.m. The water temperature right now, by the way, is still of 28.4 degrees, so it's gorgeous. However, it's not going to be as hot as absolutely melting outside as it was before already. And this is how probably the hot era in Benidorm has ended, and there will be still days of gorgeous weather. It's still going to be 30, 32 degrees maybe here in the zone, but there is a mild breeze that it's slightly cooler already. So it's simply incredible. Right now, the temperatures are around 27 to 29 degrees. And this weekend, they will drop towards 26, simply because on Saturday and Sunday, there is a big probability that it will be raining here back again. But it might be just a small rain, might be slightly bigger one. However, it's not going to be raining 2 days in a row, just some specific times of the day. Still perfect for a lot of activities here in Benidorm town and surrounding area. Thank you for accompanying us on today's Benidorm news update. I wish you an amazing day, great holidays if you're still coming on once, and we'll see each other in a new video. Bye, Dees.